How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Down to Earth with Christian Harloff. From Monday through Friday on this channel, what do? Well, I give you a story. Whatever's happening in the world of the UAP phenomenon that I think is the one that I want to discuss, that interests me. There's tons of them, but this is the one that got me today. So if you're brand new to the channel and you've never been here before, please subscribe. We're getting very close to 20,000. We do a long-form podcast, long-form show every Tuesday on the other channel, but you can get it all on the Down to Earth podcast feed on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. So, Matt Laslo does great work over at ASK A POL, and he's in DC and he's getting down to he finds the questions out, and he's able to find the right people to ask the questions, and he continues to do so. And so there is a briefing next week from AARO to the UAP Caucus. And when is it? What's the deal? Well, the first part of it is this. So what is it exactly? Well, it is the UAP Caucus and is a briefing from AARO. Where's it going to be? It is a SCIF. What's a SCIF? It's a sensitive compartmented information facility. When is it going to be? It's going to be next Wednesday, April 17th at 1 p.m. EST. So some of the unknowns that they list here. Who from AARO is going to be conducting the actual briefing? The question that the UAP Caucus members are going to be asking, what is it exactly? The specific focus area of the briefing, which is fluid at the moment, which members of Congress plan to attend. And they said last minute after a 2-week congressional recess, so we're going to see. And then guaranteed, ASK A POL will be staking out the briefing while neglecting other duties. So you know that's what Matt Laslo will be doing. So he gets this interview with Eric Burleson. And I'm going to play a little bit of this actual thing. Here it is.
How you doing, boss?
Hey, how are you?
The recess?
Yes.
You guys are out of town.
I do too.
Right? You got any updates on anything?
I don't. Johnson has said no.
Yeah.
He's had no response.
But I mean, he's got to bring Faisley. He's got Ukraine.
Yeah.
He's got a motion to vacate hanging over his head.
Yeah, I think that it's probably, in his mind, it's not a priority.
Yeah. How do you guys make it a priority? Or is this the case to give you all the subcommittees so you don't have to go through dad and dad?
I don't know. I think that for me, I'm just trying to plow forward with what tools I have, which is why I like organizing this briefing from AARO and a SCIF. I'm doubtful that I'm going to hear the truth from them.
Yeah.
But at least I think that we just need to keep the ball rolling. We need to keep moving the ball forward.
Okay, so unfortunately, it's kind of the same old, right? It's like, great, perfect. They're gonna keep pushing forward, which I think is the right approach. Keep pushing forward and keep asking questions. But he says it himself. I don't think they're going to tell us the truth. My point, my first question that I asked to myself is, why bother? If you know you're going to get just BS, why bother? And I guess it's just to keep knocking on the door. I guess that's probably what it is that, hey, it's not going away. But then he also asks, about Speaker Johnson, which is, as Laslo says, he's got all this other stuff and that this isn't a priority. It's so crazy to me in general that this topic is not a priority for everyone in general. When in the grand scheme of things, if it does turn out to be what we think it could be, and the fact that it wasn't a priority, and these other what will turn out to be minuscule things that in the long run, if it turns out to be what it is, there's other things, obviously very important things that he's dealing with at the moment, but as far as the being asked to resign and all those types of things, and I get it, I understand, and then he's got the big issues also with the wars and stuff going on, so I get it, but I'm just meaning in the long run, the fact that this is just not taken as a priority by a lot of different people, it's nuts to me, and especially when you have all that other stuff that's happening with the Langley stuff that's happening right now, and there's more that they're, I guess, to do more of an investigation. And the question is, when they really dig deep, what are they going to find? Are they going to find that it was actually drones? And if it wasn't drones over at the Langley case, and they find out that it was definitely something they couldn't explain, are they going to actually talk about that more? But what is AARO actually going to talk about with this in this SCIF? And are we ever going to find out exactly what it is? I mean, Laslo will probably be on there and we'll get as much information as we can. But the frustrating news that we pretty much have been saying here every day is this is good for them, but for us listening, we're not going to get anything next week from that. So I'll cover it, but I'm going to be covering it in the way that I'm like, okay, so they had it today, and this is what I'm going to guess. And we'll come back here next week afterwards, and we'll see if I was wrong or right. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but what I think is going to happen is I'm going to say, all right, well, they had the SCIF today. Here are some of the interviews that Laslo got, and here we go. And the interviews are going to be like, yeah, they pretty much kind of gave us the same kind of runaround that we've been getting, but we're pushing them. We're pushing them hard, so we're trying to get to the truth. That's what I feel like it's going to be. Now, if you are paying attention to the majority of people who are now reporting on this, talking about this on their channels, on their podcasts, everybody starts to be getting into a more of a frustrating phase, way more frustrated phase. And I'm certainly there. And I think you guys are getting there too, because, and I think that Burleson and the rest of them are there as well, but they got to move the needle forward. They have to. And there's a reason why when you hear that these other things that are happening right now, that the speaker isn't putting this as a priority, and it becomes this thing like, oh, they're doing the UFO thing. Yeah, I got other things to worry about right now. And I'll get to that later. You can see that happening all over the place, not just with him. So the needle to me moves forward when they finally get these damn hearings approved, whenever that is. Now, if it's with a new speaker, it's nuts. There's a speaker coming in every other Thursday now. But if there's another speaker that comes in and maybe they approve it, I don't know. So this to me is, we're getting another one. We're getting another briefing. I think that the positive, we should do a spin of the positive here. I think the positive is exactly what Burleson says, even if they are getting frustrated, the people, the UFO Caucus, they're not giving up. They're still asking questions. They're still trying to do this. They're not just saying, okay, you know what? We have other priorities now. We're not going to do this anymore. We're done. We're over it. That's when it becomes an issue. Because as long as I've seen it. I'm a big fan, obviously, of Patrick on Vetted. We've done stuff together, and I think he's a good dude, and we do stuff, and I watch his videos, and I think he's very informed on it. He's got some great guests. You should check out his channel if you haven't done that already. But he said something along the lines, he doesn't particularly like to cover the stuff that's happening in government because he doesn't think that the government side of it is who should be doing this. And I got to disagree, because the unfortunate part of it is that government is the one that is going to push it to the forefront and make it that the rest of the public sees it. Whether you like it or not, it's just the way that it goes. They are the ones that are going to be able to do it. We can say, in theory, oh, well, we should be the ones that are doing it. I can, and Patrick can scream from the heavens or just talk loudly on our YouTube channels about it. It ain't going to move the needle in the same way that if senators are pushing and congressmen are pushing to get hearings going, and then that becomes a national thing and it starts getting more coverage, that's the whole reason that we were able to get, this thing happening in the first place, that more people are learning about it. So I don't necessarily believe in a lot of the stuff that government does, and I think it's about as crooked as an organization as you can get into. But it doesn't change the fact that it does get the needle moving. So if these people are getting the needle moving, and they are going to be able to get us some more information and more hearings and get those actual whistleblowers coming forward, if it ever does happen, we're going to see. It's going to be an interesting year. That's my thoughts on this thing, guys. What do you think? Put your comments in there, as always. You guys have been so great, by the way, on this channel. Like the last few videos, you've just been commenting so much and clicking the like button. I'm seeing new subscribers over here. It's really fantastic. I did this because of my interest in the topic in general, and the fact that you guys have just been coming over here and we're seeing this thing grow, and you guys want to be part of it. I thank you very much. So hit that button. And as I say each and every time, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and the Down to Earth podcast. Thank you very much, and we'll see you later.